What is up, podcast people, podcast universe? We are back for another one. This is Ramez Radio, episode 16. 16, I remember it.
Yes, sir.
So, we are ready to give you some good discussions on what's been happening in the past week and a half. But before I go any further, allow my wonderful co-host to introduce himself. Go ahead, say something to the people.
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Undead Enigma 9, back again for, like my homie said, episode 16 of Ramez Radio, and I'm pretty gassed up to get into this one. Ramez and I had some interesting conversation before the podcast started, and I think we had a nice little back and forth, so I'm really excited to get this next episode out for you guys. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we got the juices flowing. They going, they ready. But anything else to say before we actually start the show?
Thank you as always to the fans. We really appreciate you. We're recording this on the day of the Free Larry Hoover concert, and it was supposed to start at 11 p.m. and it's 11:45, and no one's taken the stage yet. That's crazy.
Are you serious?
Fam, I just looked on the Twitch stream and it's showing something. They're talking about metal detectors and stepping away from the metal detector, yada yada yada. They are not playing no music.
It was the same thing for the Donda. Donda started like 50 minutes late, bro. But hey, man, it is what it is. You know, these guys are always late. But first topic we got on the docket. Kind of rhymed a little bit. But
I got bars out here now. Start rapping. That's crazy.
Okay, so the PlayStation president. I almost called him the PlayStation Predator for a second. I don't know why that almost came out. Well, I mean, it's because of the story, actually. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. The PlayStation president, or former president, George how you say this guy's name? Cacioppo?
Cacioppo, yeah.
You sound like you're
also,
Italian.
I would like to clarify, he was a previous senior vice president, and he worked with PlayStation. He worked specifically for the PlayStation Network, whatchamacallit?
Division?
Division, yes, thank you. Because the CEO of Sony Entertainment and like the PlayStation branch is freaking that white guy.
I don't remember his name.
Jim Ryan. I keep forgetting his name because he has two first names.
They gotta be talking weird.
Yes. Jim Ryan is the current head of like Sony PlayStation. He's the one that said like, we don't care about single player games, yada yada yada. PlayStation's about generations, and then they're still making cross-platform games and all that. I'm gonna crucify him. Anyways, we're talking about George Cacioppo.
Wait, so hold on. Is George Cacioppo the reason that PSN went down that one summer? Cause like, was he like he was too busy like trying to touch kids instead of like actually running the servers? That's crazy, bro. Anyway,
he wasn't running the network. He was trying to expand his network.
Oh my god. Anyway, yo, this picture of the article is actually just killing me because he got on the PS5 shirt, bro.
He looked faded.
Sick. Yo, what a sick guy. But okay, so the Sony senior vice president was fired after he got caught in an amateur pedophilia sting video. So he got caught by a group called Internet Crimes Against Children. So they caught him with two conversations. One was with it was supposed to be a 15-year-old boy asking for sex. So
I can't.
Okay, bro.
I can't believe he got caught in the sting. Yo, okay, hold on. I looked at the article again because we're both blind and can't read. He was senior vice president of engineering at Sony for the past 8 years. It literally says this in the article in the second paragraph. We just can't read.
My fault, bro. What did Kanye say? You know that niggas can't read. But anyway, yeah, this is crazy, bro. Man, this makes me think. I heard this. I heard one of actually no, let me not even say that. I don't want to put those allegations out there. But I do know that a lot of these higher up executives, they be on some weird stuff, bro. I just okay. I don't understand. First of all, I don't
Yo, peace.
I don't understand why this man chose to do what he was doing in the PlayStation shirt, bro. Like, that's just kind of crazy. He just.
That's what the takeaway was.
Oh my god. I don't like, bro. I really don't know. Like, I don't know how I should attack this because I'm thinking, like, bro. First of all, like, obviously we can.
PlayStation shirt. That's how you turn on the little boys. They want a PS5. What do you mean,
bro? Like, honestly, we can see this guy's a sicko. Like, he needs to be put under the jail cell. But like, bro, how do these people stay in these positions? Like, how do they stay in these positions for so long and they're just weirdos?
Here's what I have to say about this topic, and I think I have a good, an interesting way to segue into this. The article says that, hold on, I have to cough.
Go ahead.
Oh, good lord, I'm dying. I need water.
Get you
Hold
some.
on, pause.
It's the coughs for me.
Hydration.
It's the Rona for me.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't
Nah,
say
I'm
that.
joking. I'm
Don't say
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding.
I'm
I'm
vaccinated.
kidding. I'm
Nice
kidding.
that.
I'm kidding.
Nice
I
that I'm
got my first. I got, bro. Man, I don't even know. When I got my first one, that hurt, bro. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie, my arm was hurting.
Damn, pain. First of all, the second one hurts like the first one, but like triple. It's the first one just harder.
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't have any side effects. I got fucked up. I got destroyed by the side effects. I was out of it. My fever was insane. I was out of commission.
Hey man, I don't know when I'm getting my Microsoft products in the mail. I need mine.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point, brother. Sorry about that little mishap where I died there for a minute.
You good.
But here's what I was gonna say about the situation. I will say that unlike other situations, he didn't get caught, as far as I'm seeing in this article, with like a bunch of like videos and pictures and content, stuff like that. He was kind of honeypot baited into this. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't make it okay. You should absolutely not be talking to underage children, and if you're talking to someone and they tell you that they're underage, exit. You should have learned that from James Charles.
Facts.
But I will say that he got set up in this because the person in question set up a Grindr account, which is it's like Tinder but for bi, gay, trans, queer people, like LGBTQ community.
Yep.
And it's like, from what I understand, it's typically, even Family Guy made a joke about how it's for anonymous gay hookups. And if you're on a website like that, I feel like in some semblance he was set up. But as soon as you talk to the person and they say that they're underage, dead that. Report the account, unfriend them, gone. That's on him for pursuing, like, continuing the conversation once he was informed that the person was 15.
I mean, yeah.
Or allegedly 15, because it was a sting.
Yeah, it was a sting. I feel you.
Apparently, the two exchanged pictures and discussed sex acts, according to screenshots of the conversation. And I feel like it brings in this moral question of, like, sure, we got a guy who did bad things, but is it okay for people to, like, go on apps like this and impersonate underage people? Because, like, underage users shouldn't be on this in the first place. And it's not like a government. It wasn't a sting operation by, like, a government agency or anything like that. It was like
amateur
content creators. Yeah, it was like content creators. Like, the video was posted. Like, the original video was posted to this YouTube channel called People vs. Preds. It was for content, and yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily acceptable. And isn't that how EDP got away?
Yeah, because they said that it was entrapment, so he got away. But the thing is, entrapment or not, bro, if a girl tells you I'm 16 and you're still talking to her, like, entrapment or not, bro, you're weirdo, sick. Like, bro,
you have an issue. If someone tells you that they are underage and you're like, full send, I'm still talking to them, yeah, you absolutely have an issue. I agree with that, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying that it's okay just because he was set up. I just think that it's also weird as for you as like a grown man, as a content creator or whatever, to go create an account on like a website that's known for anonymous gay hookups to be like, I'm gonna go find me a predator today.
Well, I mean, that's their content, but yeah. It's not a good look, bro. So, the Predator Station 5 comes.
Insane,
Hey, man. I don't know,
Xbox
bro.
versus Predator.
Hey.
Insane.
Do you have anything else to say about this, bro? This one is crazy.
At the end of the day, I think there's also some responsibility that needs to be had for parents to make sure that if you're like giving your children access to like technology devices and the internet and giving them that connectivity, you need to be monitoring what they're doing, especially now. We grew up in a time where our parents were detached from that stuff. Like, I don't know about you, but my parents didn't really like check in, look at my phone, look at messages, stuff like that. I got a phone kind of late, but my parents weren't very invasive, and I don't know if that was necessarily a good thing. I personally learned a lot of like online etiquette and learned how to protect myself, but a lot of kids don't learn that before they're already in a situation where they can be taken advantage of.
Yeah, you're right. There does need to be more an emphasis on online safety, because like I feel like we're growing up in a time where the parents actually understand the dangers of the internet now, because they were kind of like the first ones to test it out. So they really gotta, like, parents nowadays, they just really have to
have to be on it and actually paying attention.
They have to pay more attention.
Especially because there's so many options for parental controls, but they're not like what's the word I'm looking for? They're not readily available or put in your face, because like even with like computers, laptops, game consoles, stuff like that, you're not expecting that the user who's buying it is buying it for like a child to use. They're developing it with the idea that like an adult is gonna buy this and they're going to use it how they see fit. So it doesn't necessarily like tell you off rip, here's the parental controls, here's how you lock out certain things, but there's so many options if you want to actually be like an involved parent and take the time to learn how the devices that you're giving your children work, to restrict their access to certain things, which I think is necessary, especially in today's day and age. It's not good to give children complete access to the interconnectivity of the internet. That's how a lot of people get taken advantage of, not just children.
That is definitely true. Yeah,
I think that's the like biggest takeaway from this, is to like, watch your kids and make sure like protect yourself, protect like the people in your home that are using the internet. Like, make sure you practice proper internet etiquette.
That's true, man. That is true. Parents gotta be careful. They gotta watch what their kids are doing. Gotta be on the ball. You gotta, just try and keep your kids safe, because there's a lot of crazy stuff out here, bro. You do not want your kid watching Boku no Pico at the age of like 8. Like, that's just not a good.
That's debatable. That's for science, man. That may or may not be a science lesson.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. Do not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next topic, man. Next topic. So, we have the Mountain Dew and Doritos. Well, they used to be that, honestly, but now it's a lot more tame. The former Mountain Dews and Dorito party, aka the Gaming Awards. So, if you should know what the gaming, well, you might know, because there's a lot of people who actually don't know what the Gaming Awards are, or that there are even Gaming Awards. It's pretty much just to highlight the best games throughout the year. So, in case you just haven't known what has been going on with Activision, Activision's been locked up in a crazy lawsuit. They actually got sued by the state of California just because they've had so many crazy allegations come out and put out against them, and they kind of have an involvement in the Game Awards, usually because they show new games and what have you, things like that. So the Game Awards, regarding this issue, they came out and they said that they would not be taking sides on the matter. So they kind of took the hands-off approach with the controversy. Yeah, they can show their games if they want to show their games, but we're not making any political or social stances on the matter. I'll go first on this one.
Yeah, speak your piece. Go ahead.
So the thing about award shows is award shows have to get funding. Like, someone has to fund, right? So whether it be companies that want to show their trailers or have some sort of involvement in some sort of form or fashion in the award ceremony, they're usually helping fund it in some way. So I understand that they're kind of apprehensive to speak out against one of, I don't know if is it Take-Two or Activision? One of them has to be like
Activision
the
and
biggest.
Take-Two aren't related.
No. I'm talking about in terms of like just scale, like in the gaming community. Like, I would say they're two of the largest gaming companies, if not Blizzard, then Blizzard, Activision, then
Blizzard is owned by Activision.
Take-Two.
So yeah, I get what you mean now. Sorry,
Yeah, my bad. I'm phrasing it weird. But yeah, so Blizzard, Activision, they are one of the bigger game publishers in the industry. So I understand they don't want to take a stand against them, but it just looks crazy when you say that you're not picking a side or you're not really speaking up against what's going on in Activision right now. A lot of people looked at them crazy, the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley in general. They looked at him crazy because it's almost like they're turning a blind eye to it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I feel super strongly about it because, you know, they try to protect their brand, but it's a sticky situation. It really is. But anyway, what you got to say about this?
Here's the thing. First of all, I want to talk about the Game Awards really quickly because I was trying to figure out why Genshin Impact was trending, but it's just because I'm guessing they pronounced Genshin Impact weird.
Oh yeah, they're so. Long story short, we're filming this as the Gaming Awards just ended. They just ended like not too long ago. The tweet that you're talking about, the trend that you're talking about, there was a WNBA player, I forget her name, but she was like calling out one of the games, and she called it Genshin or Genshin Impact or something, and everyone was like just, you know, roast her, but it's okay, it's whatever, she just pronounced it.
It's okay. Genshin Impact still won best mobile game. It's okay.
Genshin.
All right, let's talk about this Gaming Awards controversy. First of all, I absolutely understand where they're coming from when they say we don't want to say anything, or I understand them not wanting to say anything or go against Activision when it comes to all of the like controversy, because a lot of the individuals that were having excuse me, I'm having a stroke. A lot of the individuals that were having allegations brought against them were either terminated, suspended, or there wasn't conclusive evidence to show these allegations were actually real. That doesn't mean that you don't support the people who are accusing them, but from a business standpoint and a financial standpoint, you don't burn bridges with a company that you have a great relationship with that's also very large in scale, just like over allegations that have nothing to do with your business. Because Activision as a company, like, no one was calling for the ending of Activision Blizzard as a company. They wanted the people who did these things to be held accountable, and they wanted the company to be made better, but no one's saying like Activision Blizzard needs to stop making games, because no one wants that. You guys won't get your Overwatch, you guys won't get your Call of Duties, you guys are not gonna get your World of Warcraft. You'll be pressed, trust me. So if we want these companies to do better, then I don't understand why we should look at something like the Game Awards and be like, oh, you guys didn't denounce Activision and didn't not support them or demonize them in the media, and by taking this fence sitter stance, you guys are basically attesting to the problem. I don't think that that's necessarily fair from a business standpoint because they have an image to maintain. I will, however, say that one of the really big and interesting things about this, and it's a nice fat middle finger to Take-Two Interactive, because fuck you guys, is that It Takes Two won Game of the Year. Good. They deserve that. Because I'm not sure if you know about the Take-Two controversy.
Oh yeah, where they filed that thing. We should have put that. You could talk about it. Yeah, talk about it.
I'm going to, because it pisses me off, and it was the thing that I think was more relevant about the Game Awards as a whole. It's because It Takes Two received a nomination for Game of the Year that Take-Two even tried to do this because they saw the notoriety of it. But Take-Two Interactive tried to not only file a patent for the term It Takes Two, they tried to copyright sue over the game It Takes Two and imply that them using that title was them utilizing a name scheme similar to Take-Two Interactive to try and generate more revenue, which is absolutely untrue, because if you've even looked at the game, it looks nothing like a Take-Two Interactive game. It looks nothing like something that Rockstar would make. It looks nothing like something that any of their other studios would make. It doesn't look like a Take-Two Interactive game at all.
Even just the name of the game though, like Take-Two and It Takes Two, like It Takes Two is like.
And if you've ever looked at or played the game, like if you've even seen screenshots, it's called It Takes Two because you have to play it like co-op. Yeah. It's a co-op game where two people are solving puzzles together. It takes two to solve the puzzle. What a common and catchy, what a good name. What a great naming scheme. And they just have to get screwed over and have to face all these lawsuits and litigations. And keep in mind, large companies like Take-Two Interactive will continue to push these litigations as far as they can because they have the money to keep going. A smaller studio, like the guys who developed It Takes Two, I can't remember the name of the studio at the moment, they don't have the finances to keep fighting these legal battles over and over and over again. So eventually they're gonna fold.
Yeah, but that's business strong arm tactics. Something that a lot of people have to realize is that a lot of the people that are running these companies, they come from a business background. They don't come from gaming background, so they don't understand. They don't understand the unwritten rules of the gaming
There's
community.
No emotion tied to it.
Yeah, there's like
no feelings of like, I have to make a good product or come out with a good game so that people will be satisfied. It's no. How can I make the most amount of money possible off of monetize? Like how can I continuously monetize this title and make the most amount of money possible? That's why so many games are going game as a service or free to play or some combination of the two, which is why Halo Infinite is free to play.
Man, I feel like hot take. I feel like the gaming industry is kind of on its last legs, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
I don't think that's a hot take. I kind of agree with you. Pop off.
Yeah, I can. You could kind of see the writing on the wall, especially how tough it might get in the next little while in terms of like people actually buying consoles and being able to buy games and everything. Yeah, I kind of feel like gaming is a lot of the way that we know gaming. I feel like it's on its last leg. Like they're spending all this money on production and marketing and all types of stuff. It's like, I mean, eventually people are just going to be like, I don't want this. You put this out 3-4 times already, and they're just gonna keep sinking money. I don't know, but that's just me. I honestly feel like gaming's on its last legs. Gaming's not even as fun to me as it used to be. But
yeah, I feel like that also attests to like getting older, having so much more stuff to consider and stuff to work, like other stuff to do, that it's like I can't even like sit down and play a game innocently and feel no sense of like, damn, I could be doing this right now. I would be way more productive. Yeah. So it's hard.
Amen. But it is what it is. It is what it is. There's.
Now.
I don't know. We'll have to see how it unfolds. But in terms of this actual controversy, yeah, I understand. I understand why people are taking the sides that they're taking, or lack of taking sides.
I kind of get where everybody's coming from. I understand where the Game Awards is coming from, and I also understand how people feel.
Yeah, people. There's just money to be touched, and you know how that it is when there's money to be touched. People don't want to play with that. So, I mean, as I said, I understand where the idea is coming from. Amen. Oh, something interesting though. Just thought of this. Something interesting. Do you think it's interesting that they're not taking sides when it comes to Activision, but they took sides, the Gaming Awards, they took sides when Kojima was in his whole situation? I mean, considering the fact that I don't know how close exactly Jeff Keighley and Kojima are, but like they're pretty like buddy. So
I'll say this. Kojima is an industry titan, just known for being one of the most amazing developers in the industry, which is why he could get away with the nonsense that was Death Stranding. In my opinion, that game shouldn't have been a game; it was a movie, but whatever. And so, Kojima as a person had way more social stake than Konami does as a game company. Konami is a dying game company. No one, what franchise does Konami have that you can speak of that you think is still relevant? Like, Castlevania, where did that go? Dead.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but I'm thinking the gaming. Since we already established that the reason why they didn't cross Activision was because they wanted to maintain that relationship and they were worried about it. I agree with you that it's kind of sussy, but I think that they basically just didn't care because it's what do you call it? It's not Activision, it's Konami, and Konami is not relevant. Yeah, that's true.
Not that I think that Konami isn't relevant, but just in the grand scheme of things, from a business perspective, Konami, who cares?
Yeah, I just find
they make half-hearted Metal Gear. Metal Gear was one of their best franchises, and the person whose brainchild it was, they let go in a disgusting it was a very messy breakup. Sorry, messy breakup with Kojima.
Don't they make slot machines now?
They always make machines.
Oh my gosh,
that's not like it.
Oh, that's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't be playing no Konami games, but yeah, I mean, I feel you. I don't know. It just looks kind of crazy to me. They pick sides and it's convenient, but that's neither here nor there. I don't judge people. But you have anything else to say about this this topic?
Honestly, no, not really. That was the bulk of what I felt about the Game Awards. I feel like gaming award shows and award shows in general are becoming less and less important. I feel like as people, we like to see things put on spectacle, and we like to see the people or the things that we like a lot win. But I think that people are starting to realize that all of these award shows are really just people's subjective opinions on what they think is good, and it doesn't really have any impact on your ability to enjoy games or your ability to enjoy a movie or something. So I think that there's less and less credibility coming from it every day, especially when we'll get into this in the music section, but especially with things that certain artists have said about award shows, like the Grammys and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are two very big notable Canadian artists who have both said the Grammys do not matter.
Well, I mean, historically, Canadian artists have never really gotten that big look. That's been a more recent thing. I'm sorry. The reason why I said Canadian was so that you could think about who I was talking about without directly saying it. But these artists are relevant because they transcend the fact that they're Canadian. I'm talking about the Weeknd. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. My fault. I was listening to that quote a little different. My fault.
I was specifically I just said Canadian so that you could think about who I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the Weeknd and Drake. Saying Grammys don't matter. Those are very the Weeknd had the biggest album of 2020, no questions. Blinding Lights, Heartless is what it was called. After Hours.
No, After Hours.
After
Yeah.
Hours is what it was called. The Weeknd fans are berating me in the comments. Keep typing, get that interaction up, bro. Keep hating, it's good.
Hey, man.
But yeah, The Weeknd had one of the best albums or arguably the best album of that year, and was snuffed and got no Grammy nominations.
What year was that? 2020?
Yes. There were 0 Grammy nominations, and yet Blinding Lights and Heartless are still in the... I'm pretty sure they're still in the Billboard Top 100. They could be out of the 100 now, but I don't think so.
Yeah, that was a good album. Hey, man, people always get snuffed. Makes me think back to Kendrick Lamar and what's his name, Macklemore.
Yeah,
they gave him best
I mean,
album.
since we're gonna talk about that, we can kind of change up the order.
Yeah, we could change the order.
in which
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about these things, and we can discuss our local Toronto man, Drizzy Drake Aubrey Graham himself, boycotting the Grammys and withdrawing 2 nominations. We could talk about that. So, do you want to go ahead and introduce?
No, you can introduce it. Go ahead,
Chief.
Go ahead, kill it.
Well, there's not too much that I know about this topic, because I know that there hasn't been any official statement saying why Drake withdrew his nominations, but I know that he was nominated for the 2021 Grammys for Best Rap Album with CLB and Best Rap Performance, if I'm not mistaken, for Way Too Sexy, excuse me.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Drake pulled both nominations. And we still haven't gotten an update as to why. And like I was saying earlier, there's a clip, and it's from it might be 2020, it might be 2019, and it's Drake accepting a Grammy, even though he's had 47 nominations and won 4. But yeah, it's Drake accepting a Grammy, and he's giving that speech, and he's basically saying, everybody here, if you have people who line up no matter what the weather, they buy tickets to your show, they come out and see you, you're already winning, you don't need this. It already went to show that, like, Drake didn't have much care or consideration from the Grammys in the beginning, so this action didn't surprise me. It was more like, why? Like, what is your reason for pulling these nominations? Because when it comes to being nominated for a Grammy, they don't just pull it out of thin air. Someone in Drake's team or someone in Drake's camp had to send a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Submission. They had to send.
Yes, they had to send a submission in. Thank you. To actually apply to be nominated in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like they sent a submission and then they were like, "Ha, nah, I'm good." That's a little weird.
Honestly, I don't even be looking at nothing this guy does as strange no more. He has random people's faces tattooed all over his body, so I mean
yeah.
At this point, yeah. But like you said, I feel like he's honestly just trying to make a subtle stand. I don't understand why he even put in a submission in the first place.
Yeah.
He could have just made a statement.
I think The Weeknd said that after he didn't get nominated for After Hours, I think he said my team's not going to be submitting Grammy nominations anymore. We're just not even going to try.
Yeah. So could have just made a statement or something, say. But I guess this gets more headlines. This gets bigger headlines that he withdrew the submission. Yeah, the Grammys and just award shows in general, they're getting less and less meaning. I think now that we actually have something like social media where we can socially rank things, and we can have kind of a collective, okay, this was better than this. A good example of this would be think of if Donda and Certified Lover Boy came out 20 years ago. We couldn't have that big back and forth debate. We would have to wait for the Grammys to see who won, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that one won the like. It's a lot more different now where people
I get what you mean. There's a lot more ways to check like accolades and achievements for artists now than just like a Grammy nomination.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like they're losing a lot more of their strength or their weight in, I guess, the entertainment realm. But I mean, people don't complain when they get one. They don't complain when they get one. But it's a weird story. It's a weird story. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's super strange.
It's a weird story.
I'm gonna let you know right now because we talked about it. Well, I mean, we talked about it off air, but I just want our listeners to know because they know we're recording. They know when we're recording this. That Juice WRLD album is out, so make sure you check that out if you're interested.
We're gonna come back next show with that. Definitely gotta listen to that. But anything else to say about the
Drake snubbing the Grammys?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like you said, I think that the Grammys as an award show isn't as credible as it used to be. I didn't actually consider the fact that you brought up about how part of the reason why they used to have more leverage was because it was like the only way that we could really rank things as like who won more awards, who this, who that, because we didn't even get like how we're getting
what
like
album sales and everything.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like now, every week you get like an updated report on first week album sales.
That's actually crazy. Yo, do you think about if we knew what like Ready to Die and Machiavelli sold like first week? Like, bro, that would be insane. Like if people knew that first week and they would use that to compare like Biggie and Tupac and like, I'm telling you, it's wild. Everyone just comes out.
I think more people would have got shot over those debates then. God damn, that's crazy.
Bruh, I sold 30,000 more than you first week, and I took your bitch. That's crazy, ain't it? Bro, I can see it now. Man, I can see it now. Like, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, it's wild. Like all the analytics and everything. It's really become like sports at this point. Like you have so many statistics and things to judge people by.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I understand it. The way that society is going now, we don't really need certain institutions to verify that something is good. If you think it's good, you think it's good. You rock with it. But that's really all I have to say about this story. Can go ahead and move on?
Yep, we can go ahead and move on. Just remember that we switched up the order, so you gotta go back up first.
Yeah. So, next one. This is one I am excited to talk about. The man himself, Lucky Camel Jr., has dropped another one. I believe he called this an EP, but this has 12 songs. This low-key could be like a little album. You know what I'm saying? But Lucky has dropped Wake Up Lucky. This is a collab project between Lucky and Filthy. If you don't know who Filthy is, Filthy has kind of risen to fame due to producing on Playboi Carti's album. I'm trying to remember what song he did. What song did he do? I don't remember. But yeah, he was on Playboi Carti's album. Everyone, that's how I heard about him, at least. I heard about him on Playboi Carti's album. He did a few other songs for some other people, and now he's doing a project with Lucky. So this is 12 songs. Lucky does not have any features. Like, for real, bro, this is like back when people were saying J. Cole was doing a million with no features. Like, Lucky really doing this on some, he on a different wave, bro. He not on like an industry wave, which I really love. He even has a song called Neptune vs. Industry. So you can see he's really on that free, independent type beat and things of that nature. So really cool artist. If you haven't, well, I'm sure honestly a lot of people have heard of Lucky.
He's a producer, right?
No. He's an artist. Filthy is the producer.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're back talking about Lucky. My mistake. I thought you were still talking about Filthy.
Oh,
I got a little detracted because I was thinking about what you were saying because you were talking about the like the J. Cole line and the 10 mil no features.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna say Filthy's basically just doing the same thing that a lot of producers are doing now and just trying to get his name out there. Because, like, what about Not All Heroes Wear Capes?
Yeah, with Metro?
Yeah, that was a 21 Savage and Travis Scott album that was titled as a Metro Boomin album because he produced everything.
Well,
not that it's like I'm not like disagreeing with you or anything. I'm only bringing up the point to say like a lot of producers are doing that now.
Oh
like,
yeah,
they're kind
yeah,
of taking
no,
the
yeah.
DJ Khaled approach of like making sure that their names get on the credits.
Yeah, which is good. I like how Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin was really the first one that I started to see really do it in terms of producers, because DJs have been doing it for a long time. Like DJ Esco's been having his thing. He usually does. Yeah, Khaled has his thing. You have what's his name?
Speaker Knockers.
Speaker Knockers wasn't a DJ, was he?
No, sorry. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because Speaker Knockers was one of the OG individuals who was because he was an artist and he produced, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I could have sworn that that's what the situation was. The comment section will let me know. And I was gonna say, Speaker Knockers is one of the first people to have that catchy ad lib that makes you think, who are they talking about? Because I think a big part of why a producer like Metro Boomin got so popular is because of that.
The
Metro
tags.
Boomin wants some more. Like
the tags,
all of those,
man.
yeah, those are huge.
Yeah, it's become a thing to leave the producer tag on. As I said before, it was a big thing with DJs, but now it's moved on to the producers. The producers are doing it too. You got Filthy, you got Lucky, you got Pierre. You know, so I like
Pierre,
it.
You want to come? I forgot. Oh my goodness!
How you forget about Pierre, bro?
I didn't forget about Pierre. What I was gonna say was I gave Metro Boomin Want Some More so much credit, but yo, Pierre, you want to come out here was probably the biggest tag I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like this might be a hot take, but I actually like Pierre as a producer.
As an artist?
No, as a producer than Metro.
I don't know if I think that's a hot take.
I feel
it's a hot take.
I feel like it kind of is though.
Music is subjective, so I can understand why like the comment section might berate you, but like if you look at, even if you just like kind of look at their bodies of work and what they produce side by side, oh my goodness, dude, I kind of like Pierre better too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
not even gonna hold you.
The thing about Metro is like such a legend now. Like Metro is actually a legend. He's been, for any producer to be really in the game for like longer than like 4 or 5 years. Because the thing is, like, a sound changes, and if you're a producer that can't change with the sound or make your own sound that people love, like, it's gonna be hard for you to still be making top tier music that's gonna like chart really well. So
yeah, that's fair.
You know, like Metro in my eyes is a producer legend now, because he's really stood the test of time, and his tags are iconic. He has iconic songs. Like, that's why I kind of feel like it's a hot take. I just love Pierre though, because I feel like his beats just slide a lot more. Like, when his beats slide, they slide. I'm talking like Magnolia. Like, man, let me okay. I'm not gonna get into the producer war right now. We're gonna talk about Lucky. But yeah, man, 12 songs on this project. Neptune vs. The Industry, he came out with a video that before the project came out with a video for that. UGK, he dropped a video not too long ago for that. It's doing pretty good views. So no features. It's honestly, and I'll say this right now, I feel like I'm super biased because like I love Lucky so much, because Lucky's vibe is just, even like, not only just his vibe in the music, but like his vibe as a person is just like so chill and laid back that it's honestly, I don't know, he feels like a personality because of, not, I wouldn't say his mysteriousness, but the way that he's so reserved. He's like to me, he's a personality, and he says funny stuff. So I don't know, I just love Lucky. So I would say I'm kind of Lucky biased, but regardless, like, I thought this was a good project. I keep calling it album because I don't know exactly what they're calling it. Some people are calling it EP, some people are calling it an album, so I'm just gonna call it a project. But yeah, I really like this project. Songs that I like. Before I go into it, have you listened to this project or no?
No, I haven't had a chance to give this project a listen yet. I actually didn't even know that it dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And when did it come out, you said?
Came out last Friday.
Last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to give it a listen yet. And honestly, I was never like a crazy big Lucky fan. Like Lucky used to run with Juice WRLD and a lot of that cabal. I think he hung out with Ski Mask a little bit too.
Yeah.
Though I could be wrong about that. And so he was never really like an artist within that cohort that I really focused on. So I think I kind of always just let Lucky slip by the wayside. And I have some opinions on Lucky as an artist, but I want to save those for after you go ahead and speak your piece on or unless you're like done saying what you have to say about the album.
Oh no, I'll just touch on the songs that I like, and because I honestly don't really have like any real dislikes. I don't have any like only thing I really could say is that maybe Filthy could have used some transitions in between the songs, like kind of just keep that flow. Like that's one thing I really like that Metro does. He keeps the songs flowing, like the transitions are on point, like kind of like
so that it feels like a longer, like two songs kind of feel like they're connected.
Yeah, it flows like pretty well. I feel like Metro, he kind of has like a DJ aspect to him as well, because he knows how to transition the songs properly, when to fade it in or when to just leave a song how it is. But yeah, he kind of has an ear for that, which is cool. I mean, that's like really the only thing that I guess Filthy could have done, was just find a way to like better transition some of the songs. But besides that, like I don't know. This album I've been playing a lot, and the songs don't feel long at all. You got UGK, that song's really good. Neptune vs. The Industry, that beat is so catchy. That beat is so damn catchy, bruh. I just find myself humming it all the time. 2019, that song is fire. Needed, that song is hard. Love is War, that's probably my favorite song on this project. It's between that one and Neptune vs. The Industry. Those are like neck and neck my favorite songs. But yeah, like honestly, I have nothing. I feel like maybe it's because I'm biased that I have nothing really bad to say. But like, I've come out here and I've slandered Drake when I feel like he did something or said something or made a song that I didn't like. So I mean, I have some objectivity. So
yeah, we're mostly talking about the album. So from that perspective, like if you don't have anything that you disliked or any hard criticisms about the album, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think you have to point out something negative.
Yeah.
I said that I had an issue with Lucky as an artist, but this is more so like an issue with where rap is going and where like artistry is going. And it's becoming a lot more performative. I need to close this tab because they're finally starting the freaking Larry Hoover concert. It's scared me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 12:30, and I see a bunch of people.
It's an hour and a half later.
I see a bunch of people lined up. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't watching this entire time, obviously, because we were recording our show.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to like check in and see what was going on, and I just see a bunch of like people in all black lined up on two sets of stairs. And they're like, they started saying something, and they're probably about to Donda chant, but I had to tap out because it scared me. But what I was going to say about Lucky was, and this is a problem that I'm having with new artists nowadays, is that they don't know how to perform. We just talked about, and you guys can probably guess, you guys have probably figured out what day it is. Today was also the day of the Juice WRLD memorial event, Juice WRLD Day. And they brought out several artists to come and perform, and Lucky was one of them because he had a relationship with them. And Lucky's song playing in the background, like the track that was playing, sounded great. His performance was terrible. He ran out of breath. He couldn't even finish the chorus or bridge, whatever you want to call it. He couldn't even fully finish rapping or singing that before he had to like run out of breath and start like waving, like dancing and waving his arms and everything. And I was talking about this with Rames before the show, but there was one of my favorite artists is Nav. He's one of my favorite rappers. Not that I think he's one of the best rappers in the game, but he's one of my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something when he was talking about some of the like challenges he had when he first started performing, and he said one of the first things that I realized was that, god damn, I really should have gotten on the treadmill like a month before or something just to like make sure I could keep up. I was 2-3 songs into my set and I was gassed out. Like I was tired. Couldn't keep going, couldn't keep rapping. Like I ran out of breath. And I feel like that's exactly what was happening to Lucky. I don't know if it was because he was off the perks or I don't know what was going on, because he looked like he was tripping a little bit, but I don't want to assume that, especially with like the circumstances that they were in. You know, it was the Juice WRLD Memoriam and stuff. But either way, he wasn't fit to perform, and Lucky's performance was easily the worst performance of that night. And I don't think that Lucky is a bad artist.
Yeah, no, you're 120% right. I actually feel like that's an art that really got lost, I would say, around Travis Scott.
The performance, yeah.
Ever since Travis Scott, and I'll die on this hill, bro. I don't think Travis Scott's a good performer. Like he's good at bringing. I haven't seen him. No, just like I don't think like he's good at bringing energy to the actual. He's good at bringing energy to the actual venue, but in terms of like actually producing the song, I don't think he's a good performer. Like a good performer is like Drake or like Don Toliver. Like they actually sing or rap the song and they add onto it somehow, whether it be harmonies or
like emotional inflection, stuff like that. Like the little things that make a live performance a live performance.
Yeah, like Travis Scott he'll have moments where he'll like actually tap into the performing side, but most of it is just like the energy aspect of a concert, like just keeping the energy high, which is why I always say, like, I'll die on this hill, I don't care. Once again, I don't think that Travis Scott's like a good performer, but I feel like he was really the one that kind of started that whole wave of just like bringing energy to a concert. I feel like people don't dislike it though, because if people disliked it, then they would stop going to the concerts. Like I feel like they're there.
There's a demographic for it, for sure. There's definitely a demographic of people that like enjoy that. I think my bigger, like, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because my bigger concern is that like artistry in general is becoming so much more performative. Keep in mind that for one thing, pretty much every artist nowadays is signed to a 360 deal. That wasn't the case even like 5 years ago. It was always like 80-90% of your royalties. They were taking pretty much everything, but touring, shows, stuff like that, you got to keep everything. Now pretty much every artist is in a 360 deal, so not only are they not making as much money as they used to from touring and shows, which used to be their main source of income, but also it feels like the industry is like, because people are getting signed, right? At the end of the day, the majority of artists that are going to be popular in this sphere are signed to some company, and it feels like when they're signing people, they're looking for people that fit the mold and fit the image of what they think would be marketable or successful, sure, but they're not looking at like, can this person perform and actually put on a show? Like, is this person actually an entertainer? Do they actually have the ability to do that? And they're not supporting them in that. I'll even say that like all of our listeners know that I'm an avid K-pop fan. The K-pop industry is often criticized, and rightfully so, for their draconian practices and how like unfair it is, the amount of like work that's and like time and effort that K-pop artists have to do, like, and devote to the company. They're basically slaves to the company. It's crazy. But I will say that with a structure like that, they make sure that they focus on the professional development and marketability of their artists. They make sure that not only from a visual perspective, but from a dancing, singing, performance perspective, that these artists can perform. So that when you go to a show and you pay to see a show, you're getting an actual experience. I will also say that a reason why the Lucky thing in particular came up is because artists like that are just, I don't want to call him an undercard, but he was an addition. The whole point of the event was a Juice WRLD event.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky was just an addition. When you go to a concert and the first person that comes up, the first extra person, is a poor performer like that, it messes up your vibe for the rest of the performance.
That's true.
You can still get back into it, but it has the first thing and the last things that you see are always the most impactful in any form, in any medium. People always remember the first thing and the last thing that they saw whenever they see a set.
Yeah, that's one thing that I actually really respect about K-pop is they can actually perform, because I feel like the way that, from what it seems like to me and from what I've heard from people that actually know about K-pop, is that music scene is a lot more how like music used to be in like the 70s and the 80s here, which is they would find talent that they think has potential, and then they would put them through development. Like they would give them singing classes, they would teach them how to dance, how to perform, and then they'd put them on tour, they'd put them in the studio with a whole, like companies, like record companies would actually pay for all this development and all of these things. Now, pretty much what North American music is whoever's popping, whoever's already hot, the record label is just gonna try and make money on top of what they're already doing. So they're just gonna sign you if you have like they don't know if you can perform, they don't know if you have good stage presence, like they don't know any of that.
About it.
Yeah, they don't care.
Trying to help you develop as an artist.
Yeah, because they're gonna make their money off streams, and then whatever happens to you is whatever happens to you. If you pan out, you pan out. So I mean, that's one thing I gotta give to K-pop and stuff like that. They actually develop.
And there's less incentive on an artist perspective. The reason why I brought up the 360 deal thing is that there's less incentive now on an artist's like point to be a good performer, because if you were an artist that was always known for being a great performer, people would always want to come to your shows more. If you're getting paid 100% of the profits from your shows, then you're going to be more enticed to do that. You know who's an amazing performer for stuff like that? Ed Sheeran. Seeing Ed Sheeran live Ed Sheeran is arguably, if I'm not mistaken, because I heard someone else say the statistic, I don't know if it's true, Ed Sheeran is the most profitable artist that you'll ever see in your life, because Ed Sheeran shows up on time exactly when he says he's going to be. He comes out on stage, he has very minimal setup. The stage is usually very plain. There's usually not backup dancers or a band or anything. It's just this nigga with a guitar and a pedal at his feet. Think about how much money he saves doing that. It's just him.
Is he independent?
No. I don't know if he's signed to a label or something, but I know that Ed Sheeran is like grandfathered into not being in a 360 deal if he is signed. Like Ed Sheeran was signed before 360 deals became a standard. But even if he's in a 360 deal, the fact that there's such a low cost to his actual performances, and because he does everything himself, there's so much margin for profit that someone like Ed Sheeran actually understands the value of giving his fans a good performance. You have to be giving them a good performance if you don't have a band, you don't have backup dancers, none of that performative stuff. You're saving money by doing that, and people are still coming to your shows consistently and selling them out. You have to be giving them a good performance. And he's incentivized to do that because he makes more money that way.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of goes back to the fact, well, in Ed Sheeran's case, Ed Sheeran actually, he incorporates the instrumentation in his performance. Like he actually plays the guitar, right? So if you already play the guitar, you already have some aspect of performing already down pat, because he's obviously playing the song, right? So he has, not saying that everyone who plays the guitar is going to be amazing on stage, but you already have you have a base foundation on what a performance should be, because you play the music properly, you make sure like there's different aspects to performing, right? But yeah, I do feel like the generation that we're in now of music, like the music landscape, you don't really have to be that good of a performer anymore. You just have to kind of bring energy, and people have to like your personality. And I think you'll sell shows. Or you have to have like a crazy set like Drake or Kanye or Travis Scott. You know. But I feel like Kanye used to be a really, really good performer. Really good performer back in like the Yeezus days.
I mean, I don't know if I would say that Kanye is a poor performer now. I haven't really seen him perform since.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the Donda live stream stuff because it wasn't like, if you weren't paying to get in that, you were kind of watching it jankedly.
Yeah, that's true. But in terms of Lucky, man,
he's a solid artist and he has so much room to grow. I think he's a good artist. That's why I think that it's important to make sure that as an artist, especially because the label doesn't care about you, the label doesn't care what you do as long as you're making the money.
Yeah.
As an artist, it's important to understand like what makes fans like you and what makes you money, because a bunch of people who had no idea who Lucky is saw him for the first time at that Juice WRLD event and are not going to listen to Lucky because of that performance.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not even going to give him the time of day.
It leaves a sour taste in their mouth. But hey man, he did say we get high, we get fat, so I'm not expecting a good performance from him.
My boy is nice and chunky.
No, but at his actual shows, he gets his actual shows popping. I've seen some clips from people at his actual shows. They get it crazy. So I mean,
yeah, but
you
you're
might
there
have
for Lucky at that point, so you're already excited. You're hyped for the music. It's a Lucky show.
Yeah.
When you're the undercard at another event and like your name isn't on the thing, there's so much more. Like, you have to do so much more to get people actually interested in you, and it's an opportunity for you to reach out to a bunch of people. Because regardless, no matter how intertwined you are with that artist, like I'll give you the example of Ski Mask came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
There, no matter how close Ski and Juice WRLD were, there was at least one person at that audience who hadn't listened to Ski Mask before. And he performed the song with Juice WRLD, Nuketown.
Yeah.
And that song goes hard. And I know there's at least one person in the audience that was like, this shit's crazy! And their entire perspective was changed, and they're gonna probably go home and listen to Ski Mask.
Yeah.
There's at least one person.
Yeah, you have to. That's why people always say you gotta give your best performance every performance, because you never know who's watching. But
yeah, and I think that like my whole point is that Lucky is a good artist. That is my entire point.
Mm-hmm.
Even the song that he performed on stage, I was listening to the background track and I was like, this song kind of slaps. Like, I like this. I hadn't heard it before, but I liked it. But the performance was killing it for me.
Yeah, you gotta bring that performance energy, and you have to be a good performer. That he could work on that, but then again, you know, he's still relatively new, not giving him any passes. But yeah, he does kind of have to learn how to perform properly.
I think even more so because you're relatively new in the game. I think it's important to work on that now.
Yeah.
Establish it so that people like imagine that the majority of people are like, yeah, I love like the core Lucky fans. They're like, yeah, I love Lucky. He gives such amazing performances live too. You should really go see him. Like
and then they turn on the Juice WRLD stream.
Yeah.
He's just walking around with his lean gut out. Crazy, bro.
Think about how valuable that word of mouth is, especially if, like, you know, you're actually working to give a good performance, and it's not just your fans saying that you give a good performance. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely has to work on it. Definitely. But in terms of the album, I will say I really like the album. This album's gonna obviously get a lot more play, for me at least. Enigma, do you have any Lucky highlights, like not just from the album, just like in general, or
not off the top of my head. I need to listen to more Lucky though. I'm definitely gonna check out his discography.
Yeah, he's a
Oh
I
my
would-
god!
I would say he's more
finally coming on stage, dude.
I had it on in the background. I had it on in the background. But yeah, I feel like he's an artist that he's kind of like a mystery to a lot of people. I would say he's kind of like the underground Weeknd. Not in terms of talent or ability, but the Weeknd is really like, he's a really mysterious figure. Like, and I think that's what people really like about him. And I guess you could, that's who I could best compare him to in terms of persona if someone asked me about Lucky. So he's a very interesting artist, and I think that he has some legs. He definitely has some legs in it to go, especially because his fan base is so ride or die. I want to hear what the fan base is saying about this though. So
yeah,
really
at the end of the day, I want to hear what the fan base is saying, and we also have to see what the first week album sales are
First
like,
week
which
sales,
I think they're gonna be out like in a couple days if they're not already out.
Yeah, should be out soon. So I think that is it for the show, actually.
There wasn't a lot of news in the, like, there wasn't a lot going on in the pop culture and media sphere, so we didn't really have the opportunity to kind of come up with a pop culture and media section for today's episode.
Yeah, kind of bare.
There were a few general things that we could have talked about, but there wasn't a lot of information surrounding them, and we're really not trying to be like a gossip blog or anything, so we're not just going to talk about random instances.
The tea, spill the tea. But yeah, that was pretty much just it for what happened in the last little bit. Everything kind of came down kind of slow, and then the stuff that was kind of picking up, I mean, it's kind of late, so you know, a lot of stuff came late, a lot of stuff just got pushed back, so it's whatever. So I mean yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just thinking, and I was gonna say, like, I mean, if there's anything we can talk about, I guess, like, YK Osiris is Drake's son now, I guess.
Yeah, he's out here
I mean?
performing for everybody. You see that Icebox video where
Yes.
Lil Baby said you owe me like 5,000? Like, what the hell? Oh
He's
my
racking
gosh,
up debt,
bro.
fam. He's racking up debt, and he's gonna have to perform to get his way out of it. It is what it is.
Yeah, they making him dance, bro. They making him dance. Crazy. But anything else you want to talk about before we go ahead and
Before we
this
wrap up, there is one thing that I wanted to acknowledge. We didn't talk about it tonight because it's currently ongoing, although I made mention to it several times. But the free Larry Hoover concert with Drake and Kanye is currently happening as we're recording. And the important thing about that and why I wanted to acknowledge it is because I said that I didn't think that this was going to happen. I think that it was just a publicity stunt. They're absolutely doing this event.
Yeah, this is cool. This is crazy after all the beef and bad blood and penis measuring on the internet. A lot of crazy stuff has led to this moment. These two guys are on stage right now. Looks like Kanye is performing. I just saw Drake jumping around like a little cheerleader.
I know you can't hear it. He's doing Jesus walks.
Are you serious?
On God.
Nah, we gotta go ahead and wrap this up, bro. Nah, we gotta go ahead and wrap this up. That's crazy, bruh. Okay, so thank you to everyone that came through to the pod, bro. I love y'all so much. I'm about to go watch this concert, but I don't have anything else to say, man. Honestly, it's been a super dry 2 weeks, and I've been mad busy anyway, so it's whatever. Cool with me. Nigba, you got anything you want to say? Oh,
Thank you to all of our
yeah,
listeners,
go ahead.
as always. I'm gonna give you the chance. I'm gonna give you the floor back real quick. But thank you to all of our listeners. As always, we really appreciate you guys, and I always like to say thank you to the people that support us. Make sure to share this show, like and comment if you're on the YouTube version. Share it with your friends, either the YouTube version or the Spotify version, whatever you choose, and just support us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Love the supporters, love the viewers, the listeners, the stream watchers, the meme makers, the gift creators. I love all of you, bro. Thank you to everyone that interacts with us in some way, form, or fashion. I'm kind of tired. I'm about to go watch this concert. This has been another episode of Ramez Radio. We are checking out episode 16. Peace.